Hello everyone, in this video I discuss what would have happened if GeorgeNotFound was not in Dream's Minecraft Speedrunner vs 3 Hunters grand finale. GeorgeNotFound had so many moments where he made things very different, so would Dream have survived or died without GeorgeNotFound being a hunter? If you like this video, check that you're subscribed, it really helps out, and it's free. Enjoy! George gets the first punches in the beginning, and somehow gets full iron armor to chase Dream away from the village. But right after Dream was able to get one group of hay bales, the hunters then were able to loot the village instead. If it wasn't George who got the blacksmith items that included his armor, it could have been SapNap that would chase away Dream, so there's not much difference. The chase ends when Dream clutches by jumping off of the mountain with a hay bale and eats the gapple, or golden apple. There wouldn't have been much difference here if it was either George or someone else, since Dream would have gotten chased away at both scenarios with the same results. In an interesting turn of events, George says he's on one heart, so he can't go down to follow Dream. The hunters take the time to switch roles, and now SapNap has the armor. If George wasn't present and SapNap chased instead, Dream wouldn't have been able to craft as much food as he did due to this smaller time frame. Only GeorgeNotFound was low on health, not SapNap. If George wasn't here, then Dream would have made 21 bread at that moment, not 42. If Dream didn't get or craft any more food after that, he would have run out at around the time where he builds another portal so fast as if he were being chased to death and the portal was the only method of escape. Wait, yeah, that is what happened. At 4:38, George arrives in a boat that he crafted to catch Dream, but instead, Dream yoinks it and hijacks George's boat to make a quick getaway from the rest of the hunters. If it were not for that boat that George crafted, Dream would have had a much tougher time to escape the other hunters. Instead, he straight up steals the boat and George just sits there like a narrator in a baseball game, telling Dream's every move so BadBoyHalo and SapNap can catch up. Later on, SapNap and George switch places. Overall, if it were not for GeorgeNotFound's boat, Dream could have more easily been killed by the hunters, and could not have gotten as much resources as he did with the boat. In simpler words, George helped Dream escape faster. At 7:40, George searches for Dream since the hunters didn't know where he could be hiding. Surprisingly enough, George finds Dream and lets everyone know that Dream is alive and underground. However, Dream's achievement would have probably still let the hunters know that he's alive and stuck in a dark, damp hole. Therefore, George's involvement in this scenario didn't make much difference. At 8:20, Dream finds a mineshaft. Here is where things get very different. All because Dream got into George's boat, his escape from the hunters not only went to a bigger, more moist and watery degree, but it also went to the specific direction towards the mineshaft. If George wasn't here and Dream did not get the boat, he wouldn't have gotten into the mineshaft, since the chase would have taken a much closer and more scary turn. The only way that Dream would enter the mineshaft without GeorgeNotFound as a hunter is if he went to the same direction in both scenarios, in which there is a relatively low chance. Without the boat, the chase would have been a lot more close and everyone would have stayed in the swamp. At 14:40, George says that he got plenty of obsidian from a lava cave that he was at earlier. This gave them the ability to craft an enchanting table, which led to their enchanted diamond tools. If it wasn't for George, none of the hunters would have been able to get enchantments nearly quick enough, thus leading them to just having plain diamond tools, therefore decreasing their intimidation powers. Though GeorgeNotFound might have helped Dream with the boat scenario, he definitely paid that back double by giving the hunters enchanted tools that could be used to intimidate and kill Dream. In Minecraft. At 16:58, George locates Dream and yells out to the hunters. If not for George, the hunters would have either just plain attacked, or they could have sneak attacked with the element of surprise. At 19:16, George tells everyone to stop to listen if Dream was close to the hunters. This makes them pause their mining, while Dream already escaped. If George did not call out, they would have kept mining, which would have made it possible to catch up to Dream faster. However, Dream was already sneaking, so the hunters might have still not been able to find him. At 23:55, Dream kills George and picks up some items. From this paused frame, the hunters picked up George's enchanted diamond sword, the pork chops, and some other less valuable items. One thing Dream definitely picked up was the rest of the blaze rods needed to complete the end portal and end Dream's endless suffering from being chased. Though seeing Dream's inventory the last time he opened it, it doesn't look like he could really pick up much. If George wasn't here, Dream wouldn't have been able to kill him to get the blaze rods needed to beat the game. GeorgeNotFound was the main person who killed the blazes that the hunters encountered. If not for that, then SapNap and BadBoyHalo would have killed the blazes separately. Therefore, if Dream would have chosen to kill either SapNap or BadBoyHalo, if George wasn't here, then he would have gotten less blaze rods, making his use of the Eyes of Ender that he makes from the blaze rods more limited. At 30:26 is another crucial moment. George finds Dream again and lets the hunters know. Again, George actually turns out to do most of the scouting for the hunter team throughout the entire video, so if it were not for George, Dream wouldn't have been able to be found as easily. At 34:03, George suggests a good idea where one person chases Dream while the others retreat and follow the burnt smoke smell to get Dream's furnace loot and go up elsewhere. If not for this plan by George, Dream would have more time to run due to all the hunters going back instead, to only be tricked by Dream's furnace distraction. I mean, he was cooking stone again. Why does he always cook stone? Oh, remember when George helped Dream escape by boat to a specific direction? What if Dream chose another path? Let's calculate the best path that Dream could have taken. Firstly, Dream runs into this fork in the road. If he went straight, he would have lost his boat due to SapNap and BadBoyHalo being right to his left. The only option was to go right. Later, Dream comes across this patch of sand. If he were to escape the boat here, he would have been successful. The hunters were a good distance behind him, with George being the closest. If Dream didn't go on with the boat chase and escape by land, then this would have been one of the shortest boat chases in his videos. Dream then stops to make a wooden pickaxe. This decision led to his boat breaking, making Dream have to go either left towards the open sea or right back into the swamp. He went to the swamp, though he did have a chance to escape it as well. He obviously had the choice to either stay in the water and swim or go on land. If he were to go into the water, the chase would have stayed near the swamp. However, Dream ran across the swamp to get to the weird mountain hill and then dive into the mineshaft. In the end, the best course of action would have been to escape to that opening to the bigger lake, which Dream didn't really do right away. The grandness of it would have allowed more running space for Dream to get away and get loot of some sort. Though the mineshaft diamonds are a plus with the path Dream took in the video, either way he would have found diamonds eventually, as he does in most of his videos. Overall, GeorgeNotFound being a hunter in this video led to a lot of different scenarios. In some where he actually helps Dream, but in most of the others where he helps the hunters instead. GeorgeNotFound played a big role in trying to kill Dream. So without him, Dream would have had an easier time with the remaining hunters in most of these scenarios. In the few moments where George helped Dream, it would have been a much closer call for Dream if George wasn't there. Simply put, without GeorgeNotFound, Dream would have had more time to escape, but also would have had closer calls in some of the chases. And this video explains how that would have played out.